Hello. I'd like to talk about this nonsense about the Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms. You know, when the Founding Fathers made this Constitution, they had musket rifles back then. Maybe if you were really good at it, you can get off 2 or 3 shots in about a minute. They didn't have these semi-automatic and automatic rifles back then. People can buy these semi-automatic rifles now with 30-round clips or 100-round drum magazines. It takes about 10 seconds to fire off 30 rounds. This guy recently who killed all those people in the church, he had how many clips? 15 clips with 30 rounds each. He fired off 450 rounds before that other guy, the neighbor, came in with a rifle and tried to fight him off, and the guy ran away. You know, the police, I'm sure they would try to stop a mass murderer if they would get there in time, but they're not going to ever get there in time. They would do the best they could when they get there, but usually by the time they get there, everybody's already dead. This guy shot off 450 rounds in about a few minutes. The police don't usually get to the scene until 5 to 10 minutes later. By that time, it's too late. So people who keep preaching about the Second Amendment, that they have the right to keep and bear arms, they do. They should have the right to keep and bear arms, but not those kind of arms, not these semi-automatic rifles that are capable of killing hundreds and hundreds of people before the police will ever get there. By the time the police get there, the only thing they can do is clean up the dead bodies and maybe help some of the people who are almost dying get to a hospital where maybe they'll survive, maybe they won't. So people should be allowed to have arms. Yeah, the Second Amendment says so, but not those kind of arms. They should be allowed to have a bolt-action rifle, which you have to put one bullet in at a time, or a lever-action rifle, which holds 5 or 6 rounds, or a pump shotgun, which maybe holds 5 or 6 shells. And nobody should be allowed to have these semi-automatic pistols, the ones where you put the clip in the handle and you can fire off 12 or 15 rounds and then drop the clip out, throw in another one. You know how many people can get killed by one of those? The people should only be allowed to have, as far as a pistol is concerned, a revolver, which, holds 6 bullets, and then you got to reload it. They shouldn't be allowed to have these magazine loading pistols, like these Glocks and all this other kind of stuff. All these semi-automatic and automatic rifles and pistols should only be allowed to be possessed by the military and the police, not the citizens. The citizens of this country should be allowed to have their Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms, but only the things that I just mentioned: the lever-action rifle, the bolt-action rifle, a shotgun, and revolvers. That's it. That's enough. That's enough for home defense. That's enough for hunting. That's enough for target practice at a rifle range or pistol range. They don't need to have these semi-automatic and automatic rifles and pistols. There's no need for that. So that's the solution. They should be allowed to have arms, but not those kind of arms, not those semi-automatic rifles and pistols that can kill lots and lots of people. So what they should do is they should ban them from being manufactured anymore for the sale to the public. They should make them only for the military and the police, and people should only be allowed to get those other kind of arms, and that's good enough for what I said, for hunting, for home defense, for self-defense, for target practice, whatever. That's more than enough. Why does somebody need a semi-automatic rifle with a 100-round drum magazine, like in the days of Al Capone, where they can mow down hundreds and hundreds of people? It only takes a few seconds to change the magazine when it's empty, and there you go. You're ready for another 100 rounds or 30 rounds or whatever kind of magazine you have. So the government should ban them, and the government should tell people, you spent money on buying them. Okay, the government should buy them all. They should give people 3 months, something like that, to turn in all these semi-automatic rifles and pistols. The government should buy them from the people for a fair price, and they should be owned and possessed by the military and by the police. and people can get their money back for them. And from now on, they're only allowed to buy the bolt action, the lever action, the pump shotgun, and revolvers for pistols, and they cannot any longer possess these semi-automatic weapons. And they should make the law very strict. They should give everybody like 3 months to get rid of them all, and anybody who's caught possessing any of them after 3 months, the penalty has to be very strict to make an example for the rest of society that they're going to obey the law. Maybe 20 years. Automatic, 20 years, nothing less. If you are in possession of a semi-automatic rifle or pistol, the penalty is 20 years in prison. There's no need for anybody to possess it. And if people start seeing that some people who won't obey the law are getting 20 years, then I think they're gonna follow the law. They're gonna get rid of them. And they can still have, legally purchased those other kind of weapons that I mentioned, so they still have the right to keep and bear arms, but not those real terrible ones. And that would be one part of the solution. Why people have the desire to massacre a lot of people, that's another story. Why? What is the reason? Why is it that somebody wants to massacre a whole bunch of people? What kind of sickness is it that people want to do something like that? I don't have the answer to that right now. I've been thinking about it and asking other people, meditating on it. I don't know what it is. Why would somebody want to massacre a lot of people? Don't people know about karma? Yeah, what you do comes back on you. If you do something bad, then something bad is going to happen to you. Don't people know this? Or don't they know if you do evil things in this world, there is a God, and God is going to punish you. You're going to go to hell. You're going to be punished. Something bad is going to happen. So why would people do bad things if they know that there's consequences of their actions? About, karma. What goes around comes around. If people start to be taught this a little more seriously, maybe people would stop and think that if I do something bad will happen to me, so I'm not going to do anything bad. I'm just going to do good things because I want good things to happen to me. So why would somebody want to be a villain? Why wouldn't people want to be a hero instead? Be the good guy. You want to do something unbelievable and be famous? Do something good. Help the world. Do good things. Don't do bad things. Don't kill people. What do you want to kill people for? What is that possibly going to do? What is that going to do for somebody to kill a whole bunch of people? Nothing. It's crazy. So don't do it anymore. Do something positive for the world. If you have a lot of energy, go join a gym and work out. Go to a martial arts school and practice martial arts. Get your aggression out in a positive way. Don't kill people. Don't do stuff like that. Do something positive. Do something good. There's a lot of good things to do in this world. And you don't have to do bad things. You don't have to kill people. That's not going to get anywhere. Okay, so think about it. Whoever watches this video, if you agree with this message, try and share it with people. So maybe the government will change the laws. People can still have their Second Amendment rights, the right to keep and bear arms, but not those horrible weapons. Only the military and the police should have those kind of things. And maybe one day people won't need weapons anymore. And it'll be a world filled with peace and love. Okay, take it easy.